Good morning children and welcome to the online teaching session of class 12th. Students, in the previous video, we have seen the chapter number 1 and in this chapter, we have seen the definition of lifespan, definition of clone, definition of reproduction and the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction. Now, in this class, we will see the various methods of asexual reproduction. So let us start the topic. The first method of asexual reproduction is fission. Now, the meaning of fission is splitting up. Splitting up. This fission is most common in unicellular algae, fungi and protozoans. Now see, the meaning of fission is splitting up. Splitting up when the microorganism attains its full size or attains maturity, then it divides into two or more. This is called as fission. Now see students, the organism can divide into two or more. If the organism divides into two, then that is called as binary fission. And if the organism divides into more, then that is called as multiple fission. So, on the basis of number of organisms, we can say that the fission can be of two types. One is binary fission and another is multiple fission. Now see what happens in case of binary fission. In case of binary fission, the parent cell divides into two. Okay, first point. Then the second point, karyokinesis is followed by cytokinesis. This means that is nucleus divides first and then the cytoplasm divides. Then the daughter nuclei develop, they feed and follow the same cycle. Or one more point, we can say that this binary fission is immortal. Understood all the points? That is, the parent cell divides into two. During the division, the nucleus will divide first. After that, cytoplasm will divide. Now students, one point is to be noted. That is, of course, the nucleus divides first and then the cytoplasm divides. But the division of the cytoplasm is always perpendicular to the division of the nucleus. Then the two daughter nuclei will develop, they will feed and then they will lead the same cycle. After that, this fission is immortal. Now, why I am telling you as immortal? See, suppose, let me draw here. Suppose this is one amoeba. On attaining maturity, this nucleus will divide and then the cytoplasm will divide, that is perpendicular to the division of the nucleus, and finally we get the two new daughter nuclei. Now, where is the death? Nowhere. So, we simply use the word that is, this fission is immortal. Understand? Now, on the basis of plane of division of the cytoplasm, the binary fission can be of three types. See, on the basis of plane of division of the cytoplasm, that is how the cytoplasm divides. This binary fission can be irregular, it can be longitudinal, and it can be transverse. Now see what happens in case of irregular binary fission. The meaning of irregular binary fission is that is the cell can divide through any plane, through any mode, that is irregular. And the example is amoeba. Amoeba can divide through any plane. See, suppose if I draw one amoeba here, on maturity, what happens? The nucleus will start dividing like this. Next stage, the nucleus will divide and the cytoplasm will start dividing. Again, perpendicular to the division of the nucleus. And then it will give rise to different daughter nuclei. This is called as irregular division. Now, the next is longitudinal division. And the example of longitudinal division is euglena. Example is euglena. Now see what happens in case of euglena. Suppose if I draw one euglena here, it consists of a flagellum. At first, the flagella withdraw, then the blepharoplast that is present here, it will start dividing and then the nucleus will start dividing. After some time, the euglena will start dividing through its anterior side and we will get the two new euglena. And there is the reappearance of the flagellum. This is called as longitudinal division when the division takes place from the anterior side, or we can say that when the constriction takes place from the anterior side. Now, last one is transverse division. This transverse division is most common in case of paramecium. Now, we all know that the paramecium consists of macronucleus and a micronucleus. Now, see what happens? The macronucleus divides first by the process of amitotic division. This is macronucleus and this is micronucleus. Now, this macronucleus will divide first, followed by the micronucleus. Macronucleus amitotic and micronucleus by mitotic division. See. Now we have two macronucleus and we have two micronucleus. One pair of macro and micro will go to the anterior side and one pair of macro and micro will come to the posterior side. Now, there is a constriction in between, or before that, there will be the formation of one more gullet. See, this is one macro, one micro, one macro, one micro, formation of gullets, and then constriction will take place in this plane, and then we get the two paramecium. Understood? Now, this is the transverse division in case of fission. Now, second method of fission is multiple fission. In case of multiple fission, the organism divides into many new daughter organisms. The most common example of multiple fission is Plasmodium. Plasmodium, that is a malarial parasite, and amoeba. During unfavorable condition, amoeba can also undergo for multiple fission. Now see what happens in case of multiple fission. The organism develop a wall around its body. That is called as a cyst wall. It is triple layered cell body, that is cyst wall. And inside the wall, the nucleus divides into many nuclei. Suppose this is the big nucleus. Now it will divide into many smaller nuclei, and each nuclei is surrounded by cytoplasm, and to form the small daughter organisms. Now the cyst wall will rupture and all these daughter cells come out. This is called as multiple fission. After this, within the parent body, if some cytoplasm remains, then that is called as residual body. So students, during unfavorable condition, now I am giving you the example of amoeba. During unfavorable condition, what this amoeba does, this amoeba develop a cyst wall around its body. And inside the cyst wall, the nucleus of the amoeba divides and redivides to form multiple nuclei. Now this multiple nuclei is surrounded by the cytoplasm. And then if still some cytoplasm remains, then that is called as the residual body. Now as soon as the condition becomes favorable condition occurs, the cyst wall ruptures and the amoebae come out. This is all about multiple fission. Now we will see the case of budding.